Hello and welcome to this week's reading comprehension. This week our text is called Roger the Dog, and as you can see it's a poem, so it's a little bit different to last week. Asleep he wheezes at his ease, he only wakes to scratch his fleas. He hogs the fire, he bakes his head, as if he were a loaf of bread. He's just a sack of snoring dog, you lug him like a log. You can roll him with your foot, he'll stay snoring where he's put. I take him out for exercise, he rolls in cowclap up to his eyes. He will not race, he will not romp, he saves his strength for gobble and chomp. He'll work as hard as you could wish, emptying his dinner dish, then flops flat and digs down deep, like a miner, into sleep. And that was written by Ted Hughes. Now, before you look at the questions, I want you to read this 3 times to yourself, once in your head, once out loud, and once to somebody else in your house. Once you've done that, come back and let's have a look at the questions together. So, on to the questions. We'll start with the Do You Remember section, and we can see from the questions that each one has a blank space, so we know that we're going to need to fill those blank spaces with a word. And these ones are quite simple because they're half done for us. You've got a choice of 2 words for every question. So the first one says, Roger only wakes to scratch his something, and your options are tummy or fleas. Number 2 says, he likes sleeping by the something, and again you've got 2 options, this time fire and radiator. Roger something a lot, barks or snores. Number 4, he likes eating and something best, sleeping or running. Number 5, the only hard work he does is eating or digging. Now, on to the more to think about. That's these purple questions in the top right hand corner. These ones take a little bit more thinking. That's a little bit harder than just finding the words from the text. So question 1 says, the poet chooses words to make an interesting word picture. Copy these lists and draw lines to the words with similar meanings. One has been done to help you. So on the left here we've got the poet's words, and then we've got similar words on the right. So you'll need to copy these lists out, and you can either write them in the same order as this and draw the lines, or you can write down the poet's words and then just write the similar words next to it. So the poet's words, we've got wheezes, bakes, lug him, romp, gobble and chomp, flops flat. And there's some quite tricky words in there. Some words we don't use in our everyday language. But these words in the similar words section are words that you would hear more often. We've got run and jump about, breathes noisily, eat, lies down, carry him, and warms. And we can see from the line that one's been done for us, so we know that lug him means carry him. On to question 2. Question 2 says, find a word in the poem that rhymes with. And there are 8 different words here, which means you need to find 8 different rhymes. So we've got A, head, B, log, C, put, D, eyes, E, romp, F, dish, G, fleas, and H, deep. We've looked at poems in class before, and we've often seen that the rhyme is in the same place in a lot of poems, so think carefully about that, and that might help you find those rhyming words. And our final section is this turquoise one down the bottom, called Now Try These. And these are the challenge questions, the ones that we need to put a little bit more effort into, the ones that we really need to think really hard about. Question 1 says, imagine Roger is your dog. Describe what happened when you tried to take him to the shops with you. So you can write a poem, or you could write a few sentences, and you can write about what happened when you tried to take him to the shops. Now you'll need to read the poem carefully and think about what kind of personality Roger has, and whether he'd enjoy going to the shops, or whether there's something else that maybe he would like to do more and put up a bit of a fight. Question 2 says, if you could choose an animal as a pet, what would you choose? Write 3 reasons for your choice. And I'm going to say the key word here is animal. It doesn't have to be a pet that lots of people have, like a dog or a cat or a hamster. You can think about any animal in the world, any animal that you would like to have as a pet, as long as you can justify why you would want that animal as a pet with 3 reasons. And our final question, question 3, says, write a nonsense verse using rhyming words. One has been done to help you. Try to think of 4 other animals. So it starts off with, if I met a crocodile, I'd run a mile. And we can see there that crocodile and mile rhyme because they both end in the I-ul sounds at the end there. And then it says, if I met a something, I'd something. So you'll need to think really carefully about which animals you can rhyme and which animals might be a bit harder to rhyme. So we've got some quite simple ones like dog, cat, bat. Oh, there's a rhyme right there, cat and bat. Some of those animals rhyme really easily, but then there's some more that might not rhyme as easily. And your chili challenge this week is to film yourself reading your nonsense rhymes and uploading them to Dojo for me to see.